Think about how long a summer felt when you were 8 years old. It lasted forever. Now you blink in January and suddenly it's December again. You're not imagining it. Your brain really does process time differently as you age, and science has several fascinating explanations for why life seems to speed up with every passing year. The first clue came from a French philosopher named Paul Janet more than a century ago, with an idea so simple it's scary. Every year you live is a smaller and smaller fraction of your whole life. When you're 5, 1 year is 20% of your entire existence. When you're 50, that same year is barely 2%. It's the same number of days, but compared to everything you've lived, it feels tiny. That's why a school year felt like a geological era as a kid, and now a whole year slips through your fingers, but that's only part of the story. The most powerful explanation lies in how your brain stores memories. Your memory doesn't work like a clock. It works like a camera that only records what's new. When you experience something for the first time, your brain captures every detail with enormous intensity. Your first day of school, your first kiss, the first time you traveled alone. All of it gets recorded in high definition, and when you look back, those periods packed with dense memories feel long, expanded, as if they lasted forever. The problem is that over the years, first times start running out. Your life fills with routine, the same route to work, the same coffee, the same conversations, the same screen. And your brain, to save energy, stops recording what repeats. It goes on autopilot. Entire weeks pass without creating a single new memory, and when you look back, that memoryless time compresses, shrinks, almost disappears. That's why you feel the year flew by. It's not that time moved faster, it's that your brain kept very few pictures of it. There's a third factor, and it happens inside your neurons. Scientists discovered that dopamine, a chemical that helps your brain measure the passage of time, starts declining from your 20s on. With less dopamine, your internal clock ticks slower than the world's clock. And when your internal clock runs slow, the outside world seems to run fast. It's like sitting in a parked train while the landscape moves faster and faster. On top of that, studies show something uncomfortable. The more glued you are to your phone, the faster your day disappears. Every time you check the screen, your attention shatters into tiny fragments, and none of those fragments last long enough to become a solid memory. Entire hours of scrolling get compressed in your memory until they take up the space of a single instant. The day had 24 hours, but your brain barely filed away a few minutes. And here comes a paradox that explains everything. Think about an amazing vacation. While you're living it, the days fly by. But when you come home and look back, that 1 week trip feels huge, as if you'd been away a month. Now think about a boring week at the office. It drags on forever while you live it, but when you remember it, it vanishes as if it never existed. Scientists call it the vacation paradox, and it proves there are two kinds of time, the time you live and the time you remember. Live time runs fast when there's novelty, but remember time, the one that truly builds the feeling of a long life, expands with every new experience. Now comes the good part, because this has a solution. If time speeds up when everything is the same, then the way to slow it down is to fill your life with new things. And you don't need big adventures. Take a different route home. Learn to cook a dish you've never tried. Talk to a stranger, rearrange your furniture, travel, even to a nearby town you don't know. Every new experience forces your brain out of autopilot and back into recording mode, and there's something even more powerful: full attention. When you eat without a screen, when you walk actually looking at the street, when you listen to someone without thinking about something else, your brain records more details per minute. You're manufacturing subjective time. Researchers have confirmed it. People who practice being present report that their days feel longer and fuller. Think of it this way. When you were a kid, everything was a first time, and that's why those summers felt infinite. Your brain never stopped recording. The good news is that camera is still there, waiting. You can't add years to your life, but you can add life to your years by forcing your brain to pay attention again. So the next time a month vanishes in a sigh, don't blame the calendar. Ask yourself how many new things you lived. Because time isn't measured in days, It's measured in memories, and the person who collects new experiences lives, in their own memory, far longer than the one who lets the years pass on autopilot. The clock ticks the same for everyone, but life, oh,